Alright, well, welcome to the channel. Let's start talking about the NBA. Let's start off with the Eastern Conference, the Boston Celtics. So, my first thoughts on the Boston Celtics: 61-16, 8-2 in the last 10 on a 4-game win streak. They have Drew Holiday, Derek White, Kristaps Porzingis, Peyton Pritchard, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Sam Hauser, Al Horford, Xavier Tillman. I mean, they have a lot of guys. I think this might be a championship or bust season. I can't name the stats off the top of my head. However, as I scroll through Twitter, every stat points to, hey, this is the Boston Celtics year. Boston has to win it. I mean, if Boston doesn't win it, this might be one of the biggest failures maybe in modern NBA history. I mean, this is I hate using the term super team because I feel like that term is used very loosely. But I mean, you have 5 all-star caliber players starting, and then you have an elite shooter off the bench and an elite shooter guard off the bench as well, and then you have a 3-and-D big off the bench. I mean, I hate saying super team, but it might be one of them. So I mean, this is their year. Let's see, in the playoffs, potential matchups against either the Pacers, Heat, Sixers, Bulls, or Hawks. Hawks and Bulls have, Hawks have DeJounte Murray, Jalen Johnson, Capella, Onyeka Okongwu, Bogdanovic. It's just not enough against Boston. You know what I mean? Maybe they have enough maybe to take a game, like how DeJounte Murray, I believe he had 44 shots, and the Hawks won the game by 1 or 2 points. I wouldn't say that's the formula for Atlanta to beat them, but I mean, if Atlanta's going to steal the game, that would be how, in my opinion. Or Bogdanovic gets, 30, 35 plus, hits 8 plus threes. I mean, I can see that happening. Onyeka Okongwu, AJ Griffin, DeAndre Hunter, Kobe Buffkin. I mean, a lot of players on the Hawks who are good. The Bulls, DeMar DeRozan, Alex Caruso, Nikola Vucevic, Ayo Dosunmu, I believe Patrick Williams out for the year, Lonzo Ball's out for the year. They still have Andre Drummond. They have Javonte Green. I mean, it's a decent team, but let's say they go against the Celtics. I wouldn't even give them a game, to be honest. Celtics in 5, probably 4, honestly. Let's talk about the Bucks. I mean, Damian Lillard, Malik Beasley, Pat Connaughton, Chris Middleton, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Doc Rivers. I mean, they're a tough team. Like, they've lost the last 3 against Memphis, against Toronto, and against Washington. I mean, can't really lose those and expect that type of contender respect. I mean, contenders don't lose to those, especially not those 3 in a row in the span of 5 or 6 days. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, at the end of the day, Giannis and Dame can't count them out, but the team is not really, Jay Crowder is also there. It's not really best fit. The team doesn't look engaged. Dame doesn't look like he really wants to be there. I mean, I'm a Heat fan, so I'm biased, but I mean, it looks like he just doesn't want to be in Milwaukee. I mean, it was either Portland or Miami. He got sent to neither, and it's just, hey, I don't want to be here. So I mean, that, in my opinion, that's what I think. He has some family situation going on. Won't get into that. That's on him. Alright, next, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers, so the Bucks would go against 7-6 seed. I mean, against the Heat, I can't see the Bucks winning that, honestly. I mean, they've been struggling heavily. The Heat have been on the rise. Tyler Hero just came back. First came back, had 14 shots, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, I believe. on 50% shooting, around there, something like that. So I mean, hero back makes a difference. You know, you have let's talk about Miami, I guess. You have, you know, Rozier, Hero, Highsmith, Jovic, Martin, Love, Adebayo, Butler. There's a lot of guys. I mean, you still have DeLon Wright, who can give you some great defense off the bench. You still have Jaime Jaquez, who can give you some offensive production off the bench if you need a secondary facilitator. I mean, there's a lot of guys in it. Thomas Bryant, even if you need some more size. I mean, there's a lot of guys in the Heat who can really impact. I like them again. Honestly, I mean, I may be biased, but I mean, there's not a series I wouldn't favor them in besides the Boston series. But even in that series, I think they still have a good chance of winning. Next team, let's talk about the Cavs. Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. It's just a weird fit to me. Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, they can really space the floor. Both have similar skill sets offensively. Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell both are ball-dominant guards who are able to shoot and finish, although Darius Garland has kind of struggled this year in the games I've watched. Personally, Darius Garland has not looked good finishing at the rim, but I think this can be an effect of just the lack of proper spacing and proper chemistry around him. Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell both need the ball. They're both high-usage players. Darius Garland can average 19 and 10. Donovan Mitchell can average 28 and 7. You know what I mean? Like they both need the ball to be at their most effective. And if you're trying to split the ball between the two of them and then progress Evan Mobley at the same time, I think it would be a difficulty. Georges Niang, great shooter, probably the worst defender I've ever seen in my life. Max Strus, solid starter, great shooter, decent defender. Isaac Okoro, poor shooter, great defender. Dean Wade, a bit of both. So, I mean, tough team to talk about, but I just don't see them as real championship contenders. Magic and Knicks, I see them, Magic, Knicks, and Pacers, honestly, see them all in the same boat. Solid teams in the regular season, could probably win a series. Don't see anything more than that. Tyrese Halliburton, I don't see it. His game is a little bit wishy-washy for me to see it in the playoffs consistently. Paolo Banchero, I expect point forwards to kind of struggle early on in the playoffs. I mean, he finishes a lot of the times at the rim, and a lot of times refs don't call the fouls that he should probably get, but they just won't call them because it's playoff time. I can see him struggling there. Franz Wagner, I don't know what happened to him, but he was a shooter, and then all of a sudden he's just not a shooter anymore. So that definitely must be figured out. Wendell Carter used to have Jalen Suggs, love Jalen Suggs, great defender. Cole Anthony, great. He's basically like a 2K18 play shot. I mean, get a solid team right there. Next team, let's talk about the Sixers. I mean, you have Tyrese Maxey, probably going to get a max this offseason. Maxey with the max. I know some Sixers fans probably not the happiest about that. He deserves it, though. I mean, he's been great this season. I think it's like 25, 6 and 4, something around there. Been great this season, especially with him beat out. Deserves all the money coming to him. But then they have a lot of expiring deals. I mean, the only contracts they have next season is Paul Reed's 7.3 or so mil, and then Joel Embiid's max. I mean, they have a lot of money. Sign Tyrese Maxey, re-sign Kelly Oubre, and you still have money to sign a player and to sign a mid-level exception amount. So, I mean, you can get a solid starting five and then fill your bench up with vet mins and some rookies. I mean, could be a solid move for the Sixers. Bulls and Hawks, DeMar, Kobe White, Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, Nikola Vucevic. Trade them all besides the young ones. Kobe White is good. He can develop into a lot. Patrick Williams can develop. Hawks the same. And then the Nets, Raptors, Hornets, Wizards, and Pistons, all rebuilding. Nets should trade their vets like Dorian Finney-Smith, Cam Johnson, also probably Mikal Bridges. I mean, Nicholas Claxton could probably walk this offseason for nothing, and they would just lose him. Mikal Bridges got offers of 3-4 first-round picks, and they declined. looking back on it, probably should not have declined. I mean, Mikal is a great player, but I just don't think he's the type of guy you build around. Raptors, quickly, Barnes, Barrett, Pearl, they got the guys. Grady Dick, the future is bright there. Nothing to worry about. Just keep developing, keep drafting. Hornets, Brandon Miller, Alonzo Ball, Mark Williams, even the dude from the Thunder, I forgot his name, but it's Mimic or something, Vivich, something around that. Pretty solid, great playmaker for him, honestly. They just gotta buy into a winning culture. I mean, they're getting a new coach next season. I saw their coach is stepping down, going to a front office role, so they do need a new coach. Probably someone with a defensive-minded scheme, hard-nosed, force them into playing the sets like he likes. Wizards and Pistons, just develop. You're young, a lot of potential. Just try and get better. Alright, that's the East. I mean, personally, I see, Bulls and Hawks. I don't see either of them winning the play-in. Let's say it continues like this. Celtics, Sixers, Celtics in 5 or 6. Heat versus Bucks, I see Heat in 6. Cavs versus Pacers, Cavs in 7. And then Magic versus Knicks, I see Knicks in 5. And you have Knicks versus Cavs. I'll probably take Knicks in 6. Then you have Heat versus hold up, is that how it works? Something like that. Or whatever, Heat versus Celtics, I guess. That's a close one. In 7, could go either way. I'd probably lean Boston even at this point, but could go either way. Let's talk about the West. The Minnesota Timberwolves. Jaden McDaniels, Mike Conley, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Anthony Edwards, Naz Reid, Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns, Kyle Anderson, Jaden Noel. I mean, they just have so many guys who have bought into the defense, who have bought into let's switch everything, let's guard everything at the perimeter, limit the threes, box out on the rebounds, and just attack on fast breaks. I mean, it feels like every player on that team has done that. I would have loved to see Leonard Miller get some more minutes. I thought he had a lot of potential, but we shall see. Nuggets, what else can I say? Defending champions. I expect them to make it all the way back to the finals, if not the Western Conference Finals. Nothing really to say about them. Thunder, young team. I'm not a fan of Josh Giddey in the starting lineup. I think the lineup should be, Shea, Isaiah Joe, Lou Dort, J-Dub, and then Chet, and then have Giddey be the facilitator off the bench. I don't think he really fits in the starting lineup. Clippers and Mavs. I saw a stat that it was like 94 or so percent locked in that would be a series. So I think that would be the third or fourth time with them. I would take the Mavs in 6. I mean, Luka just is what it is. He just owns the Clippers. I mean, Luka's probably going to average 35, 12, and 10 in that series. Then you have Kyrie, 26, 6, and 4. Gafford's probably going to be a lob threat. I mean, Zubats can't out-jump him, can't get as high as him. He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it up there. Excuse me. Oh shit. Okay, and then PJ Washington can stretch the floor, so he'll bring out either Paul George, Kawhi Leonard out to the perimeter. That's going to be tough if the Clippers still in that one. Suns, Kevin Durant, Grayson Allen, Yusuf Nurkic. They have a good bench for us to deal with, and Drew Eubanks. I mean, they still have Bradley Beal, obviously, but I mean, tough series. Sixers 3. I think I would honestly take the Suns just off experience. I mean, most of the team has been to the finals, and then those who haven't, like with the Suns, like Kevin Durant, perennial All-NBA. I mean, Royce O'Neal hasn't really been there, but he's been up there. He's been close with Utah, so I would give him the benefit of the doubt. Grayson Allen has been with Milwaukee when they won the ring, so I mean, they have the championship DNA. Pelicans, you have Zion. Hopefully Ingram comes back before the playoffs. I would love to see him. If not, I think it might be pretty hard for the Pelicans. what's it called? Sorry. It would be pretty hard. You still have CJ McCollum, Jonathan Valanciunas, Herb Jones. There's a lot of guys. But it would be hard, let's say, against the Nuggets. That would be a tough series. Lakers, I really don't see them losing to anybody besides the Nuggets or Timberwolves. I mean, those are the teams that have size, and size is what I think would be great against LeBron, Anthony Davis, Rui Hachimura. Those are the teams that have it. Kings can make a run, but I don't see them getting out of the play-in realistically against Lakers or Pelicans or Warriors. I mean, they're just too young. They just don't have that third guy. You know what I mean? Like the Lakers have LeBron, AD, and then they can either have D'Lo or Reeves. The Warriors really just have Steph and then hopefully somebody else. I mean, they just don't have much. Kings just have Fox and Sabonis, and then hopefully Keegan Murray, but you know what I mean, Malik Monk and Kevin Huerter are out for the season, so that's tough. Rockets are basically eliminated from the play-in. Great potential, signed a lot of free agents. They should build around this season. Should definitely be at least a play-in team next year. Jazz with Laurie, Keontae George, Colin Sexton, they're just accumulating picks. Same with the Blazers and Grizzlies and Spurs. They're just trying to accumulate picks, get better, and then have all their players come back. And just hope for the best. I mean, for me personally, I would take Timberwolves versus Lakers as of right now. I would probably take the Timberwolves in 6 or 7. Nuggets versus Pelicans, I take the Nuggets in 6. Thunder versus Suns, I think the Suns probably in 7, and then Clippers versus Mavs in 6. I mean, it's tough. Like, it really is tough. And then I would probably go Clippers versus Mavs. I mean, Jaden McDaniels on Luka, Anthony Edwards on Kyrie. It would be tough for the Mavs to win that. So I'd probably take the Timberwolves in 6 or 7. And then I would probably just take the Nuggets in 5 or 6. I have the Nuggets coming out west. Nuggets versus either the Celtics or Heat. I have the Nuggets going back-to-back finals championships. Nikola Jokic, back-to-back finals MVPs. Have a good one.